In this video, I review two protein companies who are actually founded by riders within the motocross industry, Arma Sport and RYNO Power, to help you make a better informed decision about which protein best supports your riding program. What's going on, everyone? Greg Kitchko here, and I'm coming at you with something a little bit different today and give you information on a topic that can help support your riding program. And before we get started, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you punch that like button, subscribe to the channel because I've got some pretty sweet moto builds that you guys can catch up on, moto how-tos, and more product reviews that are coming your way, so you're not going to want to miss a thing. Nowadays, it's common knowledge that a great health and fitness program can help make you a better rider on the bike. But most importantly, what you consume post-ride and post-workout can really have an impact on how quick you get back on the bike to perform at your highest ability. Protein powder is probably the #1 supplement used by people who work out and athletes alike. And that is why I want to talk to you guys today about two protein companies that were actually founded by pro riders within the sport to help support and keep money within the sport of dirt biking and motocross and help aid in the growth of the sport overall. And if you find the information that I'm about to tell you valuable, make sure you click on the links and purchase the protein through those links because it helps support me, helps support the channel, and keeping me to be able to pump out sweet moto content for you guys going forward. RYNO Power was founded by dirt bike legend Ryan Hughes and is used and promoted by many of the top athletes within the sport now. Here are the athletes that are currently using RYNO Power, and it looks like a bunch of them are on the factory team, such as Christian Craig, Star Racing Yamaha, Colt Nichols, Justin Cooper, the 250 factory Honda effort supported by Hunter Lawrence and Jet Lawrence, Pro Circuit Racing Kawasaki's Joe Shimoda, Malcolm Stewart, Shane McElrath, Michael Essie, legend in the sport, and the list goes on. Switching over to Arma Sport now, it was founded by the winningest Supercross rider in history and 7-time Supercross champion Jeremy McGrath. It was also founded by Supercross and motocross legend Chad Reed, who is a 2-time Supercross champ and currently holds the record for the most career Supercross starts in history, as well as Nick Way, who was a former factory rider and has 191 Supercross main event starts to his credit. He also trains and coaches several of the top sports athletes, including Adam Cianciarulo and Cameron McAdoo. And also on the subject of Monster Energy Kawasaki's Adam Cianciarulo, he is also athlete and part owner of Arma Sport. But anyway, let's finally dive down into the nitty-gritty and get reviewing these two protein powders. So pairing the two right off the bat, price-wise and packaging, Arma Sport is going to be coming in at a price of $44.99 for 1.3 pounds of actual powder. You can see that it comes in a sturdy, durable plastic container with a top, so great packaging from Arma Sport. Next up is RYNO Power. Comes in this plastic type bag. It does zip at the top, but you're getting 2 pounds of protein powder for $47.95. So you're getting 0.7 pounds of protein more with the RYNO Power over the Arma Sport for only $3 more. Diving now into the nutrition facts of both. The serving size for Arma Sport is 37 grams at 2 scoops, where the serving size for RYNO Power is 2 scoops at 45 grams. You get 16 servings of Arma Sport per container, where you get 20 servings of RYNO Power per container. For Arma Power, you're looking at 160 calories per serving, where RYNO Power, you're looking at 174 calories per serving. Moving down, total fat for Arma Power, you're looking at 5.5 grams of total fat, where you only get 1 gram of fat with RYNO Power. So right off the bat, this is a pretty big difference in comparing the Arma Sport fat content compared to the RYNO Power fat content. And the reason why Arma Sport has a higher fat content is because it contains 6 grams of MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides, and this is commonly found in coconut oil and is said to have many health benefits. On the packaging, Arma claims that MCT oil boosts fat burning capabilities and increases mental clarity, and also healthy fats like MCT oil help support the sympathetic nervous system, which can help prevent the effects from overtraining and chronic fatigue. So moving on down to the carbohydrate content next, Arma Sport has a total carbohydrate content of 2 grams compared to RYNO Power, which has a total carbohydrate content of 10 grams. And the reason why RYNO Power has a higher content of carbs than the Arma Sport, because the RYNO Power protein actually contains a secondary product that RYNO Power makes called Carbo Fuel. This is basically just a pure glucose, which in layman's terms is pretty much instant fuel for your body. Carbohydrates are actually a great post-workout nutrient as well because it actually helps the body aid in the delivery of the protein into the muscles. But guys, that is a completely different subject that I can really nerd out on that we're not gonna go down in this video. Next up, probably what everybody is wondering, what the heck is the protein content within both of these proteins? So Arma Sport first has 25 grams of protein per 2 scoops, whereas RYNO Power has 27 grams of protein per serving. Now remember, the serving size is 45 grams in RYNO Power compared to 37 grams in Arma Sport, so that would make sense why RYNO Power has 2 grams more of protein per serving than the Arma Sport. Diving into the protein overall, guys, RYNO Power claims to have a quality source, ultra-filtered, non-denatured whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, and hydrolyzed whey protein blend. So I know these are all kind of fancy words, so non-denatured pretty much means that the protein structures are pretty much kept intact as much as possible in order to deliver the maximum protein content to your muscles. And RYNO Power states that this 3 protein blend is designed to digest fast, is easy on the stomach, so you get the most nutrients for max recovery. Moving over to the Arma Sport protein, Arma states that their protein is cold pressed, grass fed, and is a combination of whey protein isolate and whey protein concentrate. They state that their protein is high quality, low in lactose, and that their protein blend is supposed to be an extended absorption complex to help your body easier digest it. To continue on with RYNO Power, it has no fillers, no additives, no oils. It is sweetened with cane juice and natural stevia, so no artificial sweeteners. It is non-GMO, allergen-free, and gluten-free. Along the lines with RYNO Power, Arma Sport again is considered to be a high-quality whey protein. It's hormone-free, has 0 antibiotics, 0 sugar added, and is sweetened by plant-based low-calorie sweeteners like monk fruit and stevia. It is diabetic safe. Again, like RYNO Power, is non-GMO, preservative-free, and gluten-free. And what's cool about both of these protein companies is that they are both banned substance-free, which is great for professional and college-level athletes. So let's dive in a little bit deeper about the nitty-gritty of these proteins. The RYNO Power is stated to have 8.5 grams of BCAAs, and BCAA stands for branched chain amino acids, and they're used by many athletes and weightlifters to enhance the support of their post-workout recovery. BCAAs are said to help you recover faster, reduce soreness, and help you build and maintain that muscle that you just worked so hard for. So as we can see here, here's the amino acid profile per serving for the RYNO Power. I don't know much about what all these things are, so I'm not even going to attempt to go into that conversation. Flipping over to the Arma Sport, the protein doesn't actually say that it has a certain number of grams of BCAAs, but on the container, it has their amino acid profile broken down per 100 grams. And after looking at it, it seems to have a similar amino acid profile compared to that of the RYNO Power. So a couple things to add and note about the Arma Sport Reload protein is that it has 500 grams of curcumin. Wow, say that 5 times fast, or even try to say that 1 time fast. But curcumin is considered to be a superfood. It's supposed to help boost immunity as well as have anti-inflammatory properties. Arma also has 10 milligrams of BioPurine per serving, which is a black pepper extract, and this is supposed to enhance absorption and bioavailability of the protein into your muscles. So those are a couple cool things that the Arma Sport protein has over the RYNO Power protein. And another super important thing that I like to evaluate when looking at protein powders is the amount of ingredients that each protein is actually made up of. And the reason why is usually because less ingredients means it's more natural, less BS that they actually put into the protein, like fillers and other stuff and other junk that your body doesn't need. And normally the more ingredients that you can actually pronounce, the better it actually is for you. Diving into the RYNO Power, it has the RP proprietary blend. I'm gonna consider this 1 ingredient because that's the main protein ingredient. So 1, it's got the carbo fuel like I mentioned. So 2, you got the organic cane juice, which is 3, which is the natural sweetener. Non-GMO natural flavors, which is 4, non-GMO organic vanilla bean powder, which is 5, leucine, isoleucine, valine, that's all part of the BCAA, so I consider those good ingredients. Himalayan pink salt, 6, stevia, 7. Switching over to the Arma Sport, it has the grass-fed whey protein isolate, the grass-fed whey protein concentrate. I consider that 1 because it's just the protein content. So 1, natural flavors are 2, stevia leaf extract is 3, monk fruit extract is 4, so basically those are the natural sweeteners. It has the curcumin, the BioPurine, so 5, 6, and the MCT oil, which is 7, but those are all what I consider great ingredients to have in a protein. Compared to a standard protein off the market, so this is from bodybuilding.com, and let's look at the ingredient list on this. It's got the protein blend, which is 1 ingredient, cocoa powder 2, natural and artificial flavors 3 and 4, who knows what's actually in the artificial flavors, lectin, The creamer has sunflower oil, maltodextrin, modified food cornstarch, dipotassium phosphate, tricalcium, potassium phosphate, tocopherols, salt, acesulfame, potassium, sucralose, lactase. And that's what I'm talking about, guys, and all these extra ingredients that you, one, don't know how to pronounce, and two, have no clue what they are. I'm sure this is an okay protein, but definitely not to the quality and standard when comparing to the Arma and the RYNO Power proteins. And we're also looking at the price. It looks like you're getting a 5-pound jug for 60 bucks. It's obviously a lot cheaper. You're getting a lot more protein, but the quality of the protein compared to the Arma and the RYNO Power doesn't even compare. And 10 times out of the 10, guys, I am choosing the Arma Sport protein and the RYNO Power protein over this Optimum Nutrition protein. It's one of those things where you really get what you pay for. So I've broken down the proteins themselves, the nutrition facts, the super nerdy stuff. Now you guys probably want to know how it actually tastes. So let's get into that. I'm gonna start with the Arma Sport. I'm gonna give it a little sniff test. It smells like a vanilla cake, and I'm a super vanilla cake fan, so Arma Sport smells really good. Let's compare that to the RYNO Power now. We're gonna open it up. Oh wow, the RYNO Power smells a lot sweeter than the Arma Sport. So thinking that the Arma Sport smells like vanilla cake, the RYNO Power smells like vanilla cake on steroids. All right, so taste is probably the most important part, right? So I went ahead and tried the RYNO Power first, and right off the bat, the flavor wasn't as sweet as this protein powder smelled. I shook it up just with the water in the shaker, and it shook up super smooth. It didn't leave any chunky residue like some protein powders do, and it's just nasty. So that was a good attribute of that RYNO Power. It had a really natural flavor as well compared to some other generic protein powders that I've had in the past that tend to have like a chemical taste to them. This didn't have that at all. And overall, I was pleasantly surprised with the taste of the RYNO Power. And what's nice about these proteins too is that they're super low in lactose. And even though them being whey protein, which is basically a milk product, they don't upset my stomach. So you guys can be confident that if you are a little bit lactose intolerant with whey protein, that these have a pretty low chance of upsetting your stomach. All right, so moving on to the Arma Sport now. So I tried that first just with water, and as with my review of the smell test, it didn't have as strong of a vanilla smell like the RYNO Power did. So as you could guess, the vanilla taste of the protein wasn't as strong as well. It had a really mild taste, something similar to that of the RYNO Power, had a really natural taste, and again, it doesn't have that chemical taste like your normal generic proteins do. And then as far as the mixing, I would say it mixed better than the RYNO Power with just the water. I mean, I just had it in the shaker and it mixed up really nice. Definitely no chunks at all. It had a thinner consistency compared to the RYNO Power as well. So overall, if I had to pick one of these protein powders and say which one tastes better, I would have to say that the RYNO Power takes the cake. These are both great tasting proteins, but to me, the RYNO Power just tasted a little bit sweeter, probably because it does have more sugars due to that RYNO carbo fuel that's in it. So the RYNO Power has 5 grams of sugar compared to the Arma Sport that only has 2 grams. So that little difference in sugar makeup could make the difference in taste. And just to be clear again, these are both great tasting proteins. So whatever one you choose, it's gonna taste great. So the times that I only mix my protein with water is when I bring it to the track so I can have something immediately after riding to help my body start recovering faster. But normally what I do when I work out at home, I go immediately to the kitchen, I grab my NutriBullet blender, I grab some greens, I grab some peanut butter, and then I grab a banana, throw it all in the NutriBullet, mix it together, and it makes one heck of a tasty shake. And I did do that with both of these proteins, and let me tell you guys, they taste phenomenal. So here it is. Overall, I'm a big believer in both of these products. Any one of these that you choose, either the Arma Sport or the RYNO Power, is going to be a great protein option for you. And again, compared to your normal standard protein that you can buy off bodybuilding.com, GNC, or like even Walmart or something, I'm choosing these two proteins 10 times out of 10 due to their quality ingredients, as well as them being founded by people within the sport. It's a way to help support the sport, and I am all about that. And if you choose to click and purchase the protein through the links below, guys, it helps support me and the channel to keep pumping out content that educates and entertains you on all things moto. And then also, if you guys are current users of these products, or maybe I've motivated you to go purchase one of these two proteins, leave a comment below and let me know what you think about them and why you actually chose that specific protein over the other. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome moto content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.